For the last 2 years, we haven't had a boat. We've dreamed, we've planned, and we've waited for our Portofino to be finished. And when our Portofino 52 was trapped in Dubai with the Gulf War, we genuinely didn't know if this moment would ever come.
So we woke up one morning and made the decision to take back control of our own lives and become the masters of our own destiny.
And now we're standing in Tahiti looking at this boat that could become our home. In just 2 weeks, we'll be back here to take ownership of her. And even saying that aloud doesn't feel quite real. But you know what? There's something about stepping onto a boat for the first time. You don't just see it, you feel it.
And every locker we open feels like we're uncovering a new possibility. We're already making lists in our heads. What's missing? What needs upgrading? What stays? And what will Elizabeth throw out? Because very soon this won't just be a boat, this will be our home.
So we walk through everything with the owner, every system, every detail, trying to understand not just what the boat has, but what it needs. And this is where you guys come in. As we go through everything, tell us what you think is missing. Safety gear, Starlink, spares, medical kit, fishing gear, dive gear, galley equipment, cleaning gear, tools, batteries, cameras, and yes, even spear guns. Because the truth is, we need a spear gun. Because the setup right now can absolutely make or break life out here. But what about buying a boat overseas, I hear you say?
It sounds romantic until the paperwork starts. There's this strange mix of pure excitement and absolute terror. Because this isn't just a holiday anymore. This is real. And every decision we make really matters. First of all, the contract, you saw us sign it last week, but that's just the beginning. We had to decide, do we buy this boat in our personal name or in a company name? And if we buy in a company name, do we have it in a separate company to the one the Portofino's in? So a quick call to our lawyer, and yes, we have to set up a separate company. He had it done in 24 hours. Woohoo!
He's amazing. Thanks, Lloyd.
But of course, that also meant setting everything up from scratch again. And then deposits. As soon as you sign, you got to pay 10 or 20% of the money as a deposit showing your goodwill. So that involves then international transfers.
So we're going to tell you how we do it.
Yeah, look, the banks, generally speaking, will take you to the cleaners when you start transferring big amounts of money because, especially with international transfers, they will charge you a percentage for changing from one currency into another. When you're dealing with hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, a few percentage of 3 or 4% isn't just a fee.
It's a fortune. So that's why we use Wise. It sounds like a commercial. It's not a commercial. We're not sponsored by them.
Better exchange rates, lower fees and faster processing. We could transfer money internationally to the USA faster than the USA banks transferred money internally. It's just ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And here you can see a large transfer that we have made from Australia to Tahiti for the payment of the boat has only taken 24 hours. Quite amazing. I've been using Wise since the early days when it was called TransferWise, and it worked absolutely wonderfully then too.
I used it as well, not just him.
And we're not sponsored. They probably should sponsor us, shouldn't they?
Well, the survey happens next, and that has to be coordinated with the yard, the owner, and the surveyors.
And then we wait.
And just cross our fingers and hope that nothing untowards is found in the survey.
Because that could be a deal breaker. And we start all over again. And if the survey comes out good, we have to pay the rest of the money.
So guys, we have just had the survey back, and Houston, there is a problem.
In fact, there was 3 problems. 2 of them are minor, but one of them is potentially significant, and that's really, really annoying. All on a verbal from the surveyor, because he called us by phone, and we wanted the results immediately, obviously. So the 2 minor issues, one is a leaking through hull fitting, which has only happened since it was in the water. The fitting just needs to be tightened a little bit. That should be fine. The other problem was the sail sense hub isn't working, so the gauges aren't visible on the system.
So we can't see the fuel quantity or how much water we've used and that kind of thing.
But it is just a new part that's needed, so that can be ordered. But the major concern is that this surveyor found impressive
Very
that he
good,
saw this, but there is a point on the diamonds on the mast, those are the wires that keep the mast straight, where 2 of the stainless wires are rubbing against each other and have caused a bit of rust and wear and wearing out of 2 of the strands. Now, he can't say how serious this is. The strands aren't broken, but they are indented, and this requires a rigger to come and assess how it needs to be fixed or how serious it is. The worst case scenario is that that strand needs to be replaced. So this is really quite disappointing, but it's obviously fixable.
And for future prevention, we would put something that's going to,
stop
like
the rubbing,
yeah,
stop the abrasion.
Yeah.
And I mean, if this is the design, I'm surprised they don't do that as a routine. But anyway, that's why you get the boat surveyed, so you pick up these little things.
Yeah.
The diamonds on the mast stop the mast from bending too much, so it isn't that the mast is going to fall over or anything really bad like that, but it has to be fixed for the longer term. We believe the previous owner will do the right thing here and pay for those to be fixed, or we deduct the amount it's going to cost to fix from the price we've agreed, so that the boat is in full working order. So apart from that little thing, we can have a boat.
Yay! We are still so super excited, but it's like everything. It's not just like all of a sudden.
It doesn't. Yeah.
There's celebration. It's like
Drip feed.
drip feeding.
Getting closer. Oh no, but there's a problem. How's it going to be fixed? How long is it going to take?
So we can't actually celebrate properly until all that's been done and dusted, really.
So the riggers have been booked to come and have a look at it. The part is looking to be ordered, and the leaking through hull fitting should just be clamped tight physically by the previous owner.
Yeah.
So that should all be good.
But we've got to pack.
Yeah.
So we can't stand here and talk to you guys. We've got jobs to do. We've got things to pack in and lists to tick and all sorts of things. So we've got to get going.
Yeah, and as you can see, guys, this is real life. We're doing this all real time. This has been a whirlwind assessment of boats, tripping over to see them, getting the contracts, etc. So this is really real time. Hope you really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, catch you later, guys.
On.
And that brings us on to insurance and flagging.
So let's talk about flagging. Where are we going to flag this baby?
Because this is a French territory, the French insurance companies are actually look fairly favourably at this area. And San Marino is an EU state, so the insurers are quite happy for San Marino to be used. And there are also benefits with San Marino for charter. We can put our boat into charter without any extra surveys or classifications. We've never used San Marino before, because it's a small state in the EU.
It's even inland, not even anywhere near the coast.
Choosing your flag registration of your boat is very important when you're looking at different areas of sailing around the world.
And also, we need to cover our bases because we might want to put this boat into charter when we're on the Portofino. So, Lulu gets a new flag, but we're actually keeping her name because, ironically, it's the same name as one of our sons, Lou. So,
and this is their inheritance.
Yes.
Ironic, isn't it? And of course, all of this is happening against the clock. We really want to get back out there on the boat and go sailing. Every week we lose is a week of the sailing season gone.
So this is the plan, guys. We fly back to Australia. We organise everything we need.
Everything.
For probably just over a week, and we buy everything we need.
And see doctors, dentists, lawyers, accountants, and sort out all our affairs for the next 12 months.
And maybe a fortune teller.
And then come back ready to take her over.
Tahiti already feels different to us, not because we found a boat here, but because it marks the start of a new chapter for us and really marks the beginning of something new. And every street, every marina, every sunset just feels that much richer.
Because we know when we come back, everything changes. This won't be a visit anymore. This will be the start of the next chapter and a place where we will live for a few seasons.
So, darling, tell me about the shopping list.
Oh my God. When you're preparing a boat for the remote islands, every item matters. You're not going to get it when you're out there, so you have to make sure you have it with you. On the other hand, we have baggage limits. Those two things don't kind of match at all.
So it really comes down to every item matters because of the weight. Are we going to use it on board, or is it just something that we just want, not what we need?
Do you need those extra 3 dresses, honey?
Yes. Tell him I do. Do you need those few extra tools? Come on. So there is scrutinizing when we're packing. You've got to see it, guys. It's hilarious, you know. I say, this, you don't need this. And he says, and this, You don't need this.
Do we need those 5 tubes of face makeup and shampoo and conditioner and...
And now it's time to prepare.
Okay guys, here we are trying to get everything into these bags to get on the flights. So let's see what we have.
Okay guys, so here it gets really nasty because what I think's important and what John thinks important might be 2 different things. So I've already packed most of the stuff, but there's stuff that there's a vacuum cleaner and stuff that isn't on the boat, which we need to take because we've already checked it out and they're not really available in Tahiti. So let's have a look at what we have packed. This will be a surprise to John too. This is a maybe. These are placemats, so we'll just put them over there for now. But what we have here is we have all our supplements, you know, from evening primrose oil, vitamin C's,
For how long?
magnesiums for 5 to 6 months. So, and you really can't get them over there. And what you can get is really expensive. So they got to be packed, and they're actually quite heavy. Then we've got stuff like cough lozenges and ginger, and we've got, you know, a mini diffuser. So I've reduced my diffuser to a mini diffuser. So it pumps out essential oil, which is essential.
This is an essential item.
It's an essential item. Especially when other people have lived on board, because everybody has their own kind of smell, live-on smell. So I'm doing all I can to cleanse that out so it just becomes our smell. Obviously, really important stuff is sailing gloves. Super glue.
That's the glue for the dinghy and the SUF.
Okay, so that's really important. As I said before, the vacuum cleaner, so it's a stick vacuum cleaner and it's in. These here, John gets really scary. They are super heavy.
This is like several kilos.
They are super heavy, but what's in there is essential stuff. So it's essential oil, also some medications in there. But the essential oils are like my medicine kit, so they're essential.
See what we have to put up with. A blender, a very thin, light blender.
And I did really well to get a light one.
And we love those ones, and that's a
Seal bag. So then on the flip side, we have kind of like really important stuff. Fresh new sheets. 2 sets of new sheets. I limited it to 2 only, even though there's 3 cabins. There will be sheets on board. But then there's really important stuff, which is like cushion covers, table runners, things like that. It's really important to put our stamp on it. So, and the stuff in it's all faded and things like that from the sun. So we've got to
And the cushion covers in Tahiti were at least
like
$80 euros each.
Yeah, 80 euros each.
And they weren't that good.
These will be really, This will be great. So we've got our own silicone diver masks, which are a must, definitely.
2 of them.
We've got some incense sticks. We've also got filleting knife, which is really important. A little bit of my product, vitamins, more vitamins. Underwater light, and it works like a treat for attracting marine life at night time. Really good for squid. Then you've got stuff, you know, really stupid stuff like bag clamps. It's amazing though, you know, how much you need those sort of things. And of course, shopping bags. Of course, what do we have? We have Nemo. We have Nemo and Dory. And that is super essential. So this is a yogurt maker. Because in French Polynesia, you can get yogurts. The quality is not that great. So we eat a lot of yogurt. So I've put in the yogurt maker here. Basically, we'll be making our own yogurt, which we make on all our boats anyway. And of course, we've got tablecloth that doubles as a sarong. And that's pretty much so far. So now we've also got to get a spear gun packed up, because that's got to be in its own oversoul's baggage. But in here is all medication.
Oral medication plus some intramuscular injections that you can use. So this is all new stuff. It's a fairly sizable bag, but that all takes space.
And then of course we've got our 2 bags with our clothes.
And this is a jacket we're going to wear on the plane, so it makes more space.
Okay, so we've ordered stuff from Amazon, and it's in Brisbane at our son's place at the moment. So it's dried mushrooms, dried coconut cream and dried coconut milk, dried vegetables. Hopefully they'll come in time. And we've also got more plastic reusable seal bags. We've had the sealable reusable plastic bags that stand up. So they stand up in the fridge or in the freezer, and they're really good. So guys, I hope there's enough room that I can sneak a couple of little items in, but not tell John, because he's like the luggage Nazi, honestly. He is. If he doesn't think you're going to use it, he will actually, you know, debate how important this is to take on the boat. Maybe I'll have to wait until we're absolutely finished packing. Oh!
Now this is my hand luggage, and inside the hand luggage we put all the cameras. They're not in there at the moment, but cameras and battery packs, because they have to be in hand luggage. But one of the other items that we have is this, which is a measuring scale. This is electronic, it's really light, and we take it with us because some planes require your hand luggage to be under 7 kilos. It's really hard to get hand luggage under 7 kilos. And obviously because we're having to weigh these big bags, we need to be underweight when we go. So we use this whenever we're flying and we have weight concerns. And that allows us to get over the problem of being overweight after you get to the airport.
I always have overweight problems. I always want to take more stuff than John does. But it's funny because when we get there and John will say, "Oh honey, have we got a such and such?" I'll say, "Yes, actually, I did bring that."
Ho, ho, ho.
This is our last day, so we've got
to move.
Appointments, we've got all sorts of things we've got to do, and we've got to go. So,
blah, blah, blah. Come on, let's go. And the big question is, what would you guys bring?
So guys, tell us, what weird stuff would you take that you just can't live without?
And we'll publish it in the next episode.
With your name next to it. 2 years ago, we walked away from our last boat, not knowing when we'd have another. And now we're packing up our lives back into bags all over again.
But this time it's different. We'll be back in Tahiti on our new boat, Lulu! Whoa! And back to the life we have been chasing for so long.
We're just like a couple of kids, honestly. You know, it's like kids at Christmas time. We're getting a new boat, we're starting off on this new adventure, and we really are so excited. It probably doesn't come across on the video how excited we are, but we really are. And guys, next time you see us, we'll be arriving back in Tahiti
to take over Lulu!
So guys, if you've ever chased a dream just out of your reach, this episode is for you. And if you want to follow the journey of turning Lulu into our home, then subscribe and follow along. And come sailing barefoot with us.
All the best, guys. Bye. And as always, a big thanks to our Patreons who support the Tough Minds program, which is continuing to make a big difference and save lives around the world every single day.
So, we'll see you in next week's video. Bye from us.